Hey, it's Fareedah Shaheed. Welcome to episode 2 of the Accidental Air podcast. And this entire episode is just me taking you backstage and setting the tone for the entire rest of this story-led podcast and the rest of this season. And I wanted to set the tone for the podcast because it's just like me to introduce you to the world and what's going to be happening in it so that you can know what to expect for the rest of the episodes. Typically, the episodes are going to be between 20 to 30 minutes. And if it's longer than that, I will split it. You're going to have some amazing stories coming from different backgrounds. They're not just going to be about my story. However, we're going to start off with my story because that is what this entire podcast is based on. That's the foundation of this. And you're going to get new episodes about 2 times a month. And this is going to be in the understanding space energy. So if you listen to episode 1, One Black Girl, Two Worlds, you understood my background and why I care so much about this subject, but the whole concept behind the understanding space. And the understanding space is really a space where we get our voices heard, our verses are heard, but also it's an understanding space so we all can feel welcome. And this is the space that we're in, and I really wanted to make sure that that was being said before we head off to the rest of the stories in this season. A little update on the online security movement. When I first recorded the first episode, that was many months ago, and I am now recording way after that, and there are many updates to the online security movement. So I decided to pivot my focus to focus only on parents and them protecting their kids online. And if you're here after the pivot, welcome. I know many of you may have heard me in ClubHouse and you have heard of this podcast through there. So thank you so much for coming here through there. But also my movement has been featured in many more places now. And I wanted to update that because I'm so proud of it, right? Because a lot of, especially Black women, we forget to celebrate ourselves. And that's something that I honestly am working on myself. I really need to get to the point where I'm celebrating myself. So I decided to put this in the whole set the stage, backstage, set the tone for the podcast episode. So I was honored, I'm still honored, it's still happening, right? Every single day. But I'm honored to have the movement and what I'm doing featured in many more things like Forbes. And it was featured in Forbes through my nomination on the Forbes under 30 list, which has been so phenomenal for my life and connections and just meeting amazing people. I met many of you through there. You're probably listening because of that. So I appreciate you. It also is featured in Yahoo, The Griot, and most recently, about 2 days ago, Afrotech. And I'm so excited for this because, like I said, this is not just about tech. This is not just about my story. This is about all of us and bringing each other together and creating a world where people feel safe. So not just safe with our stories, but safe online, safe with our kids, with our family. And this means a lot to me. As you can tell, this entire episode has been in English. If it wasn't in English, someone please let me know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure last time I checked, this is in English. And most of the episodes will be in English. However, some may be in Arabic. Not many of them, but I really want to work towards at least an episode or so to be in Arabic because that is a language that is close to my heart. And I will be giving you all the backstory on why I've went back to just learning Arabic again. I'm still fluent in it, but I'm losing it, and I really want to make sure that I'm not losing it. And I'll be talking about that later on as well. And I really want to put a lot of emphasis on this isn't just about my story, right? This is about third culture experiences in general. And while I am a Black American girl, and yes, I grew up in Saudi Arabia, it's going to not just be my story, it's going to be other people's stories, right? So they may not be Black, they may not have grown up in the Middle East. It's just people with third culture experiences that we have figured out a way to build our confidence or figure out our place in the world. And I'm going to be sharing many more stories, but however, I will bring some of the people on that may have grown up with me. We'll see. We might bring some of my friends into and see their experiences as well as someone in a third culture background living in Saudi Arabia. So there definitely will be guests sprinkled out through every season. And I am so excited for you all to meet people that I've met in the online space or people who are my friends and I've met through online space, or just friends who I grew up with, or family, or whatever it is, because that really is the heart of the understanding space. The energy of the understanding space has to have other people in part of the story. So there's definitely going to be guests throughout this season. If you want alerts on the new episodes, you can follow me on Instagram at CyberFareedah. CyberFareedah is in the description of this podcast as well, and it will be in the show notes, so you can go follow me on Instagram. This is not just to build my following, but also to connect with you. If you know anything about me, I don't know how long I'll be able to keep it up, but I do try to send a voice message to every new follower. And I have a little backlog right now, but I'm working on it, and I would love to connect with you on Instagram. But also on Instagram, you'll get alerts for new episodes. So if you turn on notifications, you'll get those alerts as well. And if you do follow me on Instagram and you have any feedback or recommendations or guests that you would love to see on the show, please feel free to message me, send me a DM. I love voice notes. Obviously, I have a podcast, so I'm obsessed with voice, right? So definitely DM me with any of your opinions or recommendations or whatever it is. I'm 100% open to listening to you and having a dialogue. And if you love this episode or this podcast, let me know, right? Don't make it a best kept secret. I would love to know your thoughts, but share it with your friends, your family, share on social media. Please tag me so I can see it as well. I want to celebrate you. And with every episode, I do want to end with a fun fact, whether it's about me or my guests. So we are going to be wrapping up this behind the scenes, the set the tone episode. And a quick fun fact about me is that I'm obsessed with French fries. I have a legitimate problem, and I'm working on it, and I hope in a couple years I'll come back and go, wow, I remember I was so obsessed with French fries. And I believe I'll be 60 years old still obsessed with French fries. I don't think it's a bad thing, but I do think that's something I need to work on. So in the understanding space energy, y'all are gonna have to make room for me in my little obsession with French fries. So if you like French fries, let me know. I am so excited to be going on this journey with you, to be inviting you into my own world, to be sharing my story with you, and you sharing your story with me. This is something that's open, it's free, it's beautiful, and it's coming from my heart and soul. And I hope that you can feel that, because I definitely feel it. And I am so excited for this. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. And until next time.